Good morning. Welcome to a very muddy pathway, so forgive me if I step over. You feel free to laugh. Today I'm going to talk about twin flames. Most twin flame advice keeps you stuck, but the following video will shift everything in one moment, so be sure to watch to the end. In fact, it was actually a question I received by a viewer in one of the comments, and I could really feel the depth behind that question. Now, before I do get started and ramble on, both figuratively and emotionally and all the rest, I don't know, forgive me. I do have to thank you for subscribing and being here. I'll put a link to a video that I'm making to give all the different ways I thank you and all the different things you can do if you want to support the channel, even if it is just putting a comment or liking the video. It's all good. Twin flames. You know, you meet someone and it feels like the universe just landed your soul in human form and then probably yanked them away just as quickly. You know that feeling? Welcome to the twin flame journey. The most brutal, beautiful, heart expanding ride you never asked for, actually. but someone you can't walk away from, huh? But what if I told you that everything you're seeking in them is actually waiting to be claimed in you? Let's talk about what the twin flame connection is really here to awaken, and why the real union begins within. You know, throughout history, sacred texts from every tradition have pointed towards a deeper truth. That love is not just a feeling or a friendship, but a path of return. These ancient words, they whisper the same message we hear in the twin flame circles. That there is divine design in love, a mirror within the mirror, calling us home to union. Let's look at some of these timeless echoes and how they beautifully illuminate the twin flame journey. Firstly, we have the Bible, Genesis. Let me just get this out so I can read it from the phone. And the two shall become one flesh. Twin flame reflection. This verse is often cited in sacred union teachings, in twin flame understandings. It mirrors the idea of two souls that are one in origin, a divine masculine and divine feminine essence, reuniting not just in body, but in spirit. One flesh isn't just a physical intimacy. It's about merging energetically, spiritually, emotionally. When twin flames reunite, it's not a fusion of need, but of purpose and presence. Then, in one of my favourite verses, Corinthians in the Bible, 1 Corinthians 13, love is patient, love is kind. That reflection, twin flame journeys often involve separation, longing, growth, and surrender. I know that feeling. I'm sure a lot of you do too. This quote from that verse reminds us that true love is never forceful. It waits, it softens, it blesses. The twin flame path asks for exactly this kind of love, enduring, expansive, selfless, and rooted in the belief that love is a state of being, not a possession. Then we have, was it chapter 17, verse 3 of the, what's it called? It's the Bhagavad Gita. A person is what their faith is. What does that mean? The Gita teaches that what you believe becomes your life. If you hold the inner assumption of union, of divine love, harmony with your twin, then that reality begins to take shape. Faith is energetic alignment. This quote affirms the Neville Goddard principle. You don't attract what you want, you attract what you believe and embody. Then we have the Quran. And he created for you mates from among yourselves, that you may dwell in tranquility with them. Basically means that it speaks directly to the soul claiming presence of your beloved, your divine counterpart. In twin flame understanding, this is the complementary soul that brings not drama, but peace. Even through turbulence, the final alignment is meant to bring spiritual tranquility, a homecoming into divine harmony. Then we have the Dhammapada from Buddhism. Radiate boundless love towards the entire world. Meaning basically, before twin flames unite outwardly, they must embody unconditional love inwardly. This teaching reminds us that the twin flame journey isn't about attachment or obsession. It's about becoming a vessel of divine, impartial love. Only when this love radiates freely can the twin flame reunite. And that union can be substantial and expansive. Then we have the Torah. I am my beloved's, and my beloved is mine. Basically, this verse captures the essence of the twin flame union: mutual recognition, spiritual mirroring, and an unbreakable bond. It speaks of a love that transcends time and distance, where both partners are not just lovers, but extensions of one another. It's not possession, it's oneness expressed in devotion. Then we have my favorite, Rumi. The minute I heard my first love story, I started looking for you. This speaks to the eternal longing of the soul to reunite with its mirrored essence, even before we consciously understand the journey even. We carry this ache, a recognition that someone holds the other key to our heart's most ancient language. So there's all the quotes. Forgive me whilst I just traverse this muddy part. Hope they resonated with you in some ways. Yeah, that's better. Let's get something straight, shall we? Twin flames are not your missing half. You are not the half of anything. In fact, the twin flame dynamic is often romanticized. Two souls, one essence, infinite love even, etc. But at its core, this journey is about mirroring. Your twin flame reflects the parts of you that are still fragmented, unhealed, unseen, and the divine potential that's already within you. This connection exists not to complete you, but to crack you open. And when you meet one, it will crack you open. Marcus Aurelius even said once, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." Ask yourself, if nothing outside of me can complete me, what is the connection trying to point me back towards? And to be honest, no one triggers us quite like a twin flame. The highs are cosmic. The lows feel like ego death. But here's the key. Every trigger is really a teacher. If you feel abandoned, where are you still abandoning yourself, really? If you feel unseen, where are you still dimming your own light and demeaning it as well? This journey demands, in fact, that you alchemize pain into power. And it starts with becoming radically honest about the stories you're telling yourself and choosing new ones. Let's take a moment with this. What story have I been living in? Is it one of lack or one of love? For years, I silenced the small voice inside of me, the child who once reached out for joy and was met with rejection. I thought it was safer to perform, to be what others needed, instead of honoring what I needed. But in the depth of the twin flame journey, that inner child re-emerged, not as a wound, but as a guide. I then learned to hold myself when they didn't, to choose myself when it felt like they wouldn't. And in doing so, I stopped waiting to be chosen, because I already was. I already am, and so are you. Can you hear that voice in you now? What might it need to say? The most powerful shift you can make in the twin flame journey is from chasing them to creating you. Your twin flame is not the destination, you are. So instead of asking, how do I get them back? Ask, who am I becoming through all this? How can I ground this connection in love without clinging? What would my life look like if I lived from inner union right now? When you stop needing to mirror, to reflect something specific, it naturally reflects love. Imagine waking up tomorrow already in union with them, or simply with yourself. What would your morning feel like? What would your choices be? How would you carry yourself through the world? Now, don't wait for that day. Practice it right now. Embody it today. Let's anchor this in the body, shall we? Take that slow breath in and gently close your eyes. Place a hand over your chest and say to yourself, or to them if you wish, I love you. And I feel you walking with me now. Feel the warmth of those words. Feel the presence they invite. This is not fantasy. This is frequency. You are no longer waiting. You are remembering or slipping. You are reclaiming. Union isn't just a one-time cosmic moment. It's a choice you make again and again. To soothe your nervous system when fears flare, to speak to yourself with reverence, to live as love, as though it's already here, because it is. That's where stoic meets spiritual. It's not about suppressing longing. It's about becoming the kind of person who lives from deep inner harmony. As Neville once said, dare to assume the feeling of your wish fulfilled. So walk in that feeling. Let your actions flow from that frequency. Let your imagination speak loving truths into the unseen. That's the real twin flame union, the inner alignment that turns longing into becoming. Let's close with one more breath, shall we? Inhale and exhale. Whisper to yourself, I love you, and your presence is already here. If that spoke to your soul, what we spoke to today, give it a like, share it with someone on the journey, and subscribe for more grounded, soulful guidance. Hey, leave a comment below. What is this connection teaching you about yourself? Until next time, trust the pull, honor the pause, and remember, you are already whole. And I love you, and I feel you with me every single day. Take care, guys.